Let's go over the 1099-G Certain Government Payments form. Learn about the different items that can be reported on it and go through how to enter each one into tax software. I will use TaxSlayer and TurboTax as examples. In any tax software, to find the 1099-G form, go to Federal section and look for income. However, sometimes that can feel overwhelming with all the subcategories. So an even easier way to find it is just to search for it. Notice that when I type 1099-G, two different options come up. 1099-G with box 1, unemployment compensation, and 1099-G with box 2, state and local refund worksheet. Let's start with how to enter unemployment income. Enter the information from your 1099-G exactly as it appears. Enter the payer federal ID number, which is an EIN number, similar to Social Security number but for companies. Then verify that the address matches what's on your tax form. Unemployment compensation that was paid to you is reported in box 1. If you received unemployment compensation from different states or programs, enter each one as separate forms. Note that the IRS 1099-G form may not look exactly how you receive it from the agency, but the boxes will correspond to the same things. If you had any federal tax withheld, that amount will be in box 4. Many taxpayers will have some withholdings, so make sure you enter it. It's a prepayment toward your taxes and you want to get credit for it. For now, I will skip the taxable grants box and come back to that in a moment. The next important piece is the state information. If you had any state taxes withheld, specify the state in box 11 and the withholding amount in box 12. And you're done with that section. Now let's see how this looks in TurboTax. Find income under the federal section. Then search for 1099-G. Here too, you will see two different types of 1099-G information that is separated. I will select the unemployment for now. Then I will answer the few questions, for example, whether this was a repayment of unemployment or not. You can upload the form or snap a photo with your phone in TurboTax, but I will type it in manually. Then I will enter the unemployment compensation amount, federal withholdings, and state withholdings. If you are not sure what the software is asking, click the info icon to get an explanation. Now, where does the 1099-G unemployment income show up on your 1040? It's first listed on Schedule 1, Part 1, Line 7. And then it flows to Form 1040, Line 8, as additional income from Schedule 1. The second item commonly reported on 1099-G is a state income tax refund, which appears in Box 2. If you have both unemployment income and a state refund, they will most likely be issued by different agencies, so you would receive two separate 1099-G forms. To report a state refund, search for 1099-G and select the option for tax refunds. In TurboTax, this is listed under Other Common Income. You will notice there are two options: refunds received and other 1099-G income. Select refunds received. Then indicate whether you received the refund or not, specify the state, and select which tax year the refund was for. The software may ask for some additional information in order to determine whether that refund is taxable. Let's say we received a $400 state refund from prior year. The next question the software will ask whether for the year for which you received the refund, you took the standard deduction or itemized deduction. This makes a big difference. If you took the standard deduction in the prior year, the refund will not be taxable because you didn't itemize your state taxes, so you didn't actually deduct them on Schedule A. Now let's look at how this works in TaxSlayer if you did receive a state refund and you did itemize in prior year. In order to complete this section, you will need your prior year 1040 and specifically Schedule A to provide some additional information so the software can calculate how much and if any of your refund is taxable in the current year. If the refund is taxable, it will be listed on Schedule 1, Part 1, Line 1. You will also see a calculation worksheet that shows how that number was determined. The $400 taxable refund would then show up on Form 1040 page 1, line 8 as additional income. The third item that can sometimes appear on 1099-G is a taxable grants in Box 6. These are not scholarships or fellowship grants. Those may be received on W-2, 1099 miscellaneous, or 1099 NEC. The grants reported in Box 6 of the 1099-G are related to subsidized energy financing or projects designed to conserve or produce energy. It's important to understand this distinction because you report them in different places on your return. To report taxable grants from 1099-G, if you search for it in the tax software, you won't find a separate entry just for Box 6. There are usually two places where you can enter them. One option is inside the 1099-G unemployment section, which may include a separate field box for Box 6 taxable grants. If your software doesn't have that, search for other income. You may see options like other income not reported elsewhere or other compensation, which can sound very similar, so look carefully. In TaxSlayer, for example, go to Other Income, then select Taxable Grants from the description dropdown and enter the amount. If you go to Other Compensation instead, that's where you would report educational scholarships or grants, and those will show up in a different section of Schedule 1. Now let's take a look at Schedule 1. The 1099-G taxable grants are reported in Part 1 as Other Income on line 8Z. And you will see a description for 1099-G taxable grants listed there. But notice how it's showing up 1,200 when we only had 600 in taxable grants. What happened? We entered it twice, once under the 1099-G unemployment section and once under Other Income. So we need to fix that. If you already entered it under 1099-G unemployment sections, make sure you don't enter it again as Other Income. Do not get taxed on the same income twice. The scholarship and fellowship grants would also show up on Schedule 1, line 8R. So make sure the type of grants you received are showing up in the correct place on your return. Now Schedule 1 looks correct. In TurboTax, taxable grants would be entered under Other Common Income, Other 1099-G Income. From there, you can report not just Box 6 taxable grants, but also Box 7 agricultural payments or Box 9 and 10 other payments, and whether they were related to business or not. To preview your 1040 and Schedule 1 in TurboTax, go to Tax Tools, View Tax Summary, then select Preview My 1040 on the left side. Then scroll down to Schedule 1 to confirm everything is listed correctly. TurboTax doesn't present this information very clearly, so take your time and look carefully. Thanks so much for watching.